to get it.
I think they're like $39, bro.
That's the pre-order. I think it's $49.99 or something like that. $49 when it goes full sale. Yeah.
But even then, you get a free fucking torch with it, bro.
Dude, and I've been using the torch, bro. It's like perfect.
I need to get a new one because all my hand torches have gone out. My Zippo one doesn't stay fucking lit anymore, which is kind of upsetting.
That's irritating.
Because I really liked how it worked when it did work.
Yeah. I like this Dynavap one. I'll co-sign this one. So far, so good. I've been having a great time with it. It works really well for my Dynavap. So, should we get this shit started?
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna just throw this dab real quick.
Yeah, and while Frames drops that glob, we're gonna go in and say this is the Shedtime podcast in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, yeah, guys, it's Ted Sean back at it again, and you already know what time it is. It's time for that Shedtime podcast. Let's get it, yo. Soft dudes.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Shedtime podcast, the greatest podcast on the entire planet. And if you don't believe me, then that's cool.
That's fine. Dude, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, that's cool.
You're free to your opinion. I'm free to mine. We can both be wrong. It's fine. Shit. So I gotta kick off real quick by saying I was at the grocery store a couple weeks ago and I walked by, you know, the freezer dump bins where they just dump like random shit into them and they're like they keep everything frozen. I saw this bag of chicken. It was Hot Ones chicken.
What?
Oh,
Bro.
yeah. You can like literally get like hot wings, fried chicken, strip things, and it comes with like a couple packs of their sauces that you can throw on them.
So
it's like you get like their classic, their step up above that one, and then it comes with like the last dab. So it's like you get like 3 different levels.
You get the starter, which is like is the classico. You get the like middle of the road one, which is Los Calientes, which I had the original version and loved it. So I'm actually excited to try the version that came with it. And then of course the latest version of the last dab. So, you know, last night I had to actually try that new last dab. And I've done the triple X last dab. And that one was tough, but like, I'll tell you what, last night trying the new one, the last dab Apollo, holy hell, that is way more aggressive and violent than the old one.
So did you get chicken fingers? Is that what it was?
So the one that I got, it's like these little like balls of chicken, basically,
like almost like boneless chicken or like popcorn.
Yeah,
chicken
it's like giant popcorn chicken, basically. Is what
Here's my question for you though, Sean. Did you get the hiccups, bro?
No, because I actually ate food with it, bro. But,
yeah, you didn't just fucking.
Because if you guys have seen the green room in the past and you've seen the episode where Sean eats a straight up just nice little dollop of some last dab off the finger and ends up hiccuping for the rest of the entire episode afterward. Dude, comedy, bro.
That was the one with Johnny Drips, right?
Yep.
Yes. Good old Johnny Dribbles, bro. Good old Dribbles.
Yeah, dude. That was brutal. that was brutal having to hiccup through that whole thing. But yeah, this new last dab is vicious. It's violent. Like at the first bit, you're like, all right, yeah, it's got that flavor that I remember. Yeah, it's delicious. And then all of a sudden it like starts to light up your whole tongue. You're like, okay, yeah, it's getting spicy. And then all I can describe it as is suddenly the razor blades happen.
Dude, have you guys seen the
razor blades?
Yes, yes. Like suddenly after about 35 to 45 seconds after you've eaten and it's just sitting in your mouth burning, it starts to feel like somebody's literally cutting your tongue open with razor blades. It hurts your tongue. I was like, what is this? This is not normal.
Dude,
like,
have you guys seen the new one chip challenge?
Oh
that's
yeah.
out now.
Oh yeah. I've seen the Pocky.
Did you just watch the new one on Hot Ones, as a matter of fact, just because we're talking about it? Sean Evans and Tony Hawk
Oh,
take the new one chip challenge. And this new one is like twice as bad as the one from last year, because not only do you have the Carolina Reaper pepper, but it's also got ghost pepper in there too, and they've mixed them both together.
Yep.
And not only that, but after you eat the chip turns your mouth blue.
What?
Yeah. So it's like you're eating this thing, and then all of a sudden it's got like blue dye in it or some shit. And then after you eat it, your entire mouth turns blue.
Dude, I wonder if they did that so people weren't like, oh yeah, I'm eating the chip for sure. No problem. Easy peasy.
Oh yeah, there's no denying that you've eaten the chip after.
And then it's like, yo,
chip.
how come your mouth isn't blue, motherfucker?
Yeah, like that's the crazy
and
thing.
It's like, it's a vibrant blue, bro. It's not like just, it's blue. It's like if you ate, like, when you were a kid and you have the candy, you change your mouth colors and shit.
Yep.
It's like that, bro.
I remember there was like these gumballs that used to change your mouth color, and like they came in a paint can.
Yeah. They're like paintballs, sort of.
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck they were called, but I just remember that's what they're all like pre-wrapped little bubble gums, but they came in like a paint can. Like that was the packaging. It was actually pretty fucking smart.
Oh man. Yeah. So this is just my word to the wise to anybody who's curious about getting into that particular last dab. You're in for a world of pain.
Yeah, know your limits. Is basically what Sean's saying. If you're not a person that can handle like heat, you might have to put on some like serious contender pants that day.
Yeah, like once you've done it, it's not so bad when you keep going. Like the first one was like, oh my God, what is going on? I think my tongue is swelling. I let it the burn die down after about 10, 15 minutes. And then it turned into that, like every time I went back, I was like, all right, it hurts. It's a hot burn, but it's not like that first surprise. You just got punched right in the mouth.
Nice little globber, guys.
Sheesh.
I think I'll join you with
Ben's coming out, boys.
And then in the new Terp Slurp. Gotta say, man, I've been really enjoying the head off of one of these, Sean.
Slurp life, huh?
That compression you get out of it, man. Not only that, but it is just so satisfying to watch that little capsule spin in there, bro.
Dude, just like actually the whole kind of like science behind it is kind of interesting. How you like heat this little like fucking cat dish, almost just like I guess dish, that'd probably be the best way to put it. And you just see it like rolling around, whatever else. You can like see even like the concentrate going around like up in the bottom there as you're pulling. It's definitely like a different look than like a normal dab look. Sure. Which even like a normal dab looks like really different, but that's just that next level spin.
Oh man.
I love how there's like so many ways that you can get high. It's kind of fucking dope. It's also sad that I only use one way, but at the same time, like I know that it's not sad. It's actually awesome that I got to find this, and like this is just what I use all the time.
But like you haven't even fully gone down the rabbit hole of experience of like all the weird ways you can still use your Dynavap, because like obviously we've seen the pictures of like people setting up multiple Dynavaps on the little bongs and shit, and like
so like I've used it in a bong. I've used it with the induction heater. I've used it with a torch. I've used it with hash, but like bubble hash. And that's like kind of the extent of it. I was actually talking last time I was at the dispensary, like shout out Healing House in Alderville, Ontario, that I was talking to like one of the like bud tenders, and I was like, yeah, homie, like I know that I got a lot of points, because he's like, yo, dude, he's like, you got like $30 worth of points. And I was like, yeah, no, I know, I'm saving up. He's like, what are you saving up for? I'm like, honestly, I have no idea. I'm like, one day I'll know what I'm going to spend it on, and I'll spend it. But I was like, until then, I'm just going to keep on riding them up. I'm like, you guys ain't going anywhere, and that's only getting higher and higher and higher because I keep coming back. So we'll see what happens. And one day I went in, I think it was like the last time I was in there. I was like, yeah, I don't really have a drive to do dabs, but I was like, maybe I'll fucking buy myself a rig and I'll buy a fucking gram of hash, and that'll be like all a free experiment on my points. He's like, that's not a bad idea, but you got a ways to go. I'm like once again, bro, I'm gonna keep on coming back, and as long as you guys are still here, I'll get there. Because like I could probably do it all for like $100. So I guess I'm like almost a third of the way there.
It's actually not a bad way of thinking about it, dude. Because what I do, because they do a similar thing at my dispensary too, where it's like every purchase, depending on how much you spend, you get a certain amount of points, and you can either use them or you can just let them stack. And so like what I usually do is if like I get something and it's not like a round number, it's where it's like I can't pay with it in just 20s out here, because that's normally what I'll do. I was like, oh well, take like the remainder out of my points, and here's the cash. That way I don't have to fucking worry about breaking a bill or whatever. I could, or there'd be maybe times where I'm like $2 short on the cash, so I'm like, oh well, just take it out of my points. You know what I mean? That way I don't have to go to the ATM to pull out a fucking 20 to pay $2. You know what I mean? But there's been times where I let them stack so much that I've got like a free eighth of weed. You know what I mean? I just used my points on it. And I was like, well, that's...
Yeah, like I'm sure that I could kind of build up a bit faster, but like when I go in, I spend like $30-$40. But I just go in like every week or every other week, whatever, something like that. So like, because I don't really spend a ton, I guess it hasn't really built up that fast. But because I think that I was there like maybe a month ago, and the guy's like, oh, he's like, you got enough for half quarter. And I was like, yeah, but I'm saving them. He's like, oh, cool. It was like a different dude. And I was thinking, I was like, yo, I guess like a lot of people probably just utilize these points like pretty quick. Like, and the way that you kind of described it, it's like, oh, it's going to be like $31, and I got a 10 and a 20. So then they'll be like, okay, just pay the on top of out of my points.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? Because like I'm always that way, right? Like if there's any kind of rewards points, like I'm going for the big rewards, baby. I'm not fucking going for no like, oh, use these points right now and get like a discount on car washes for a fucking month. Nah, I want that fucking free full tank of gas. Like, let's go. I don't care about these fucking just basic things. I'm about those big goals, baby.
Well, like I remember even when I had the vape shop I used to manage, like I had a rewards program where you stacked points to get certain sorts of perks, discounts, that sort of thing. And you're right. The majority of my customers, as soon as they hit a $5 off perk, they just use it. But you had those couple of customers. Shout outs to Dr. Turpenstein and the homie Matt. But these are a couple of guys who they knew how to play the game. And so they would max out their points till they could get to the top fucking reward, which was $100 off. And then they just upgrade a mod, buy a brand new mod and some juice, and pay me like $15 or some shit for the whole lot.
Dude, that's like next level shit. To me, that's the way that people should use it. I know that most people, like you just said, you like shouted out 2 people. There might have been like a handful of people that would kind of like build up that high, but there'd be like hundreds of people that would take the $5 and just check out.
Mm-hmm. That's
like,
the
dude,
thing.
you gotta fucking, if you're gonna, that's the thing, right? So I know that I'm gonna go to this dispensary, right? I know that I'm gonna go there. I have a habit. So I know that I'm gonna go there weekly, bi-weekly. And then I know that I can spend on whatever the fuck I want there. So like if I wanted to one day and there's like $100 ounce, I could just be like, yo, I got $100 in my card. I'm just gonna fucking, cop this $100 ounce and just get it for free. And like that's cool. So that's why I always think like that. I'm sure that there's been, dude, I'm gonna tell you guys right now though, this plan has fucked me over in the past because I've been building up these like Pioneer, it was like a gas station, Pioneer bonus bucks for like years, dude. I started like compiling them when I first got my license, and I built up like $70, and then I'd stop going to them because like the area that I'm in, like there's one and it's like out of the way, so I never would go there anymore. and I ended up, they transferred their shit to like a card, and then the card ended up becoming like some other points. So my fucking, like, I had like $70-$80 worth of fucking points gone because I didn't go there, and like there was like a 6 to 8 month grace period or some shit to like transfer over to these other ones. I was like, yo. So I actually like full facts on this situation. I said fuck you, and I've never bought gas there since. This was like 3 years ago.
Bro.
Out of spite.
100%. Don't even give a fuck.
Fuck
They
you.
actually used to have really good gas, but now fuck you. I hate you.
That's hilarious.
I understand. I relate. Although, in the same value of points, here's a little pro tip for anybody who's a T-Mobile user. If you're not paying attention to T-Mobile Tuesday promotions, you're missing out.
Oh, dude, you get solid shit through that, dude.
Bro, I just copped a pair of brand new Reeboks men's training shoes for like $39.
Yeah, dude. Like I was getting like free movie tickets.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Once a week and like all kinds of shit, dude.
There are so many dope
dude,
little
there
perks.
is a lot of fucking cool perks that you can get out there these days.
Dude.
It's not like it used to be, but
Bro, the McDonald's app, son. If you like
Dude.
McDonald's, bro, let me tell you, dude. I got like a free 10-piece McNugget the other day. Like,
dude, I honestly want to say, James,
just
just for fucking buying coffees at McDonald's, which up here, coffee at McDonald's
dude,
is
you
actually
probably
really
have
good.
gangs of rewards.
Dude,
bro.
I could get so many fries. I just haven't been eating McDonald's fries, bro. I just haven't. I just get a coffee.
Dude, I understand.
Yeah, but think of
get
how
that.
many coffees you could end up getting.
Yeah, dude. Have you seen how many free coffees you got on there?
Oh, dude, like a couple dozen.
He's
Okay,
like-
on that, dude, on that note, bro, I sort of like, this is like my one show for like a Canadian company here. So Tim Hortons, right?
Good old
They have-
Timmy's.
dude, Timmy's, they have a rewards thing. So every time you go there, you get 10 points. But then they also have like twice a year, they have like roll up the rim, which you now all do all through their app. So you just kind of like fucking on the screen, you just zip up and it's like bring winner, right? And you can win like all sorts of food prizes. There's trips, there's whatever. It's kind of like Monopoly-esque, like at McDonald's.
Dude.
But then there's also tons of points because they have the rewards points. So you can get like 10 points on a roll. You can get 5, whatever. And so I've been like banking my fucking points, right? And they have 1 year before they expire. So like before they expire, I'll use them. And it costs like 70 points for a free coffee. So I'll like buy a coffee and use up 70 points so I don't lose them or whatever. Dude, at one point I had over 3,200 points. And I was like talking to people like here and there. And like nobody had fucking even 500. I would tell them how many points I had. They'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? How are you getting there? I'm like, last roll up the rim, I got like 700, didn't spend a single one. Let's go. I'm going to fucking buy Tim Hortons. Like, that's what I'm going to do with my points. I still like joke like that. I'd be like, I'm going to become a franchisee, baby. Just fucking be like, I got to 100,000 points. What does that buy me?
So all you
like
do is just make sure you used at least 70 points at the end of the year.
Whatever's going to expire. So like there's certain months that I might have like made a bunch of points. So if it was like a roll up the rim month, it might be like I had 600-700 points that I got. So I then just don't buy a coffee the whole fucking month. Like it happened to me maybe a month ago. I had so many points stocked up, they were about to like expire. Maybe it was a couple months ago. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. And I ended up not paying for a coffee for the entire fucking month. Every morning for work, I go, right? Like I have like a granola bar and I'll buy a coffee. So I just fucking go, I buy a coffee, large, costs $2.04. And then I fucking have a granola bar. Well, dude, for a month, every day for work. So at least 20 days, I did not pay for my coffee. So I saved myself $20 that month just by fucking hoarding points. Like, let's go.
Yo, I love that.
Other people will just like get it and then spend it, right? And that's
how are you able to get that many points before? Is that before they started like making you use them before a year was up?
No, it's because like, to be frank, James, like I fucking go to Tim Hortons 5 days a week, sometimes 6,
so
right?
you're just
so like every
fucking...
time you go, it's like that's like 60 points in a week that I'd get.
Oh, and then on top of like your
and then on top of like the big fucking shit.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But like right now,
everybody else would just be using their shit all the time. And
yeah, like right now, I bet you I probably have like maybe 2,000, and I'm coming up to like a time frame where I have to spend because it's been a certain amount of time. I don't know.
And how many points do you need to use to get a coffee? 70, you said?
Yeah, 70. But you can get almost anything from them. So like I think that I might have at one point got like a sandwich. I was like, oh, you know what? I have to use a bunch of points. So I bought like a coffee and a sandwich. So I didn't take like a lunch that day. Yeah, dude. There you go. Oh. So right now I have 2,565. And see, like they always have deals and shit like that. So like you can get 2 of the breakfast sandwiches for $5 or 30% off.
Look it up, dude. I'll take a sausage fucking brisket.
Dude, sometimes I'll get that and I'll eat one like for breakfast, and then I just like chill the other one. I'll throw it in my like cooler bag,
like
and then I just fucking like have it the next morning,
dude, with a coffee, dude. That's a fucking solid way to, you know what I mean? Or even if you make them at home, dude. I was making them at home for a minute.
Dude, making them at home is great too. I like they taste better. Like let's be honest.
Fuck yeah! And not only that, but you have so many options of like what can go in it and what you're gonna put it on. You know what I mean? As far as like your bread option, you know what I mean? You don't necessarily got to go strictly like English muffin, or you could go bagel, you could go waffle.
See, so like these are the points that I'll have to use. They're expiring at certain points. So like 300, shit. 200, 240, whatever, right?
I see. So you just make sure you use that amount each month before they expire.
Yeah. So like next month, I'll use them because I'll lose 30 points if I don't, but that's the only points that expire. But then the next month I'll have to get like at least 4 coffees for free. I'll have to, otherwise I'll lose them. And like, let's be real, I didn't build them up to pay extra for coffee, like do them a favor. I did it just so I could I did it honestly more so. Like all jokes aside, like it's clearly I could never buy Tim Hortons. But I did it because if I ever forget my wallet at home, I can pay for it with points. Because all I have to do is just like hit on like reward, and then I go through the drive-through. They scan my phone, and they'll just be like beep. They'll be like take my points, and then I'm fucking good to go. So if I did it more so like I built up a bank. It's like in case I forgot my wallet, in case I forgot whatever, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, dude. So I think it's like 180 points for like a bagel with cream cheese. It might be like 300 points for like a ham and bacon Swiss sandwich or whatever. So like you can kind of ball it if you want. I actually joked with Sammy once, like Sammy Nitro, that I was like, bro, I could literally go and take like a family of 4 out to eat at fucking Tim Hortons like 3 times with the amount of points that.
Yeah, dude, probably for sure. You probably could, dude.
I love it. I mean, and in points and perks too, like there's a gas station.
Have you ever like made a post on like Twitter or Instagram on like how many points you have at Timmy's and tag them to see if like they'd be like, dude, like this guy's legit. Maybe we should hook him up.
I'm gonna fucking do that shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, where you guys at on your Timmy's points, bro? Because I'm out here putting in work.
Yeah, I'm out here with bags, baby.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna do that shit.
You guys say you love Timmy's, but do you love Timmy's this much and then post your points?
Honestly, like I genuinely feel that they're high enough that like I could be noticed.
Oh, that's
like
what I'm
Timmy's,
saying, dude.
What's up? Let's go.
Holler at your boy.
I'm just saying, bro. You know, that's how shit gets done nowadays.
Uncle Chris just rolls up in his work van, like, thanks for the coffee.
He's gonna have a fucking car that's wrapped in a Timmy's wrap, bro. He's gonna be their new fucking rep.
Yeah.
Dude, even if they just like gave me like an acknowledgement, retweeted my shit, that's cool. I'll fucking get waste so many followers. Like, let's go. That'd be worth it for me. And if they're like, yo, where's the one that you go to the most? We're gonna pay for a coffee for the next year and give you points. I'd be like, let's do this. Like, I don't want to really say that I spend that much money, but if you think about it, if I buy 7 coffees a week at $2 a pop, that's 14 times 14 times 50 even. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about that's what $900 a year I spent on coffee.
It's a lot of coffee, bro.
Yeah.
And not every
So-
every one of those purchases is coffee alone. Sometimes, like you said, you add something.
Yeah, sometimes
else.
I'll get a breakfast sandwich, or sometimes I'll get like the breakfast wrap or something like that.
So
muffin,
like that
maybe.
moves that.
Yeah,
you know,
actually,
it's
like
over
buy my mom the peanut
$1,000
butter
probably.
cookies all the time. If I'm like stopping by Timmy's on the way home, because it'll be like my second coffee of the day that I buy 2 mornings. So and I'll be like going to my parents. I'll be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna give my mom a couple of peanut butter cookies. She likes them,
Yeah,
and
dude.
so I'll get those. And like, I could get those for free with my points too if I really needed to. Dude, I think that all we're hearing right now, like this last 10 minutes of conversation, is basically like, hey, if you have a fucking company and it's like retail to some level and you don't have a rewards point system, like get your fucking game going, because people will go there
Yeah, I'll
for
tell
that.
you what, if you've got a good enough incentive to like for people to continue to come to you, they'll continue to come. Not only that, but it also like if you're also like a cool location or whatever, or people actually enjoy what you have to offer on top of having that like loyalty program sort of thing, they'll be surprised at how many, you know, return customers you'll get.
Yeah, I mean, it's no joke. Like,
I'm sure you guys like have certain people that like are like all about like a point system where you're at too, Sean.
so that's the problem.
You can,
Massachusetts
Well, no,
regulations
I'm
don't.
not saying
but
necessarily.
they probably
with, like,
are for sure.
Like I'm sure Duncan's got their own fucking points program out there.
So yeah, like weed programs we can't do, but yeah, like all the other businesses, like Dunkin' Donuts, of course, got the app, and it's just like a Tim Hortons app. One of my favorite examples is that there's a lot of gas stations where if you use the app, you'll get like 10 cents a gallon off on every fill up.
Oh, let's go. That's fucking dope.
Right? Like, I
I would
think
go
that's
there.
a brilliant move that I see a lot of places do, where it's like one of them I know I think they call it Smart Pay. And it's like if you pay through their app, it's literally 10 cents less per gallon. And they put it in your face at the pump, right? So there's like the Smart Pay price and your regular price if you don't use their app. Like, hey, dickhead, 10 cents off a gallon is a big deal when you're filling up every week.
we just get two prices. It's like one if you're paying with fucking cash and then one for credit.
There are still places around here that do that, but like
That's what all the prices are around here. Most of the time I just fucking I'll go inside and just use my card.
I don't
ever-
Yeah,
I
dude,
hardly
I'll just
ever-
tap it.
I hardly ever pay at the pump, dude. Out here at least, just because like there's so many fucking people that put those little fucking card scanner things. The only time I'll do it is if they have maybe like the Apple Pay thing, because like that
Yeah, then you can just put your phone on it, right?
Yeah, because you're not fucking
Yeah.
with that thing. You know what I mean? Because it's got
Yeah, see, like up here, you can even like tap. So like, you know how like our cards have the tap. I think we've talked about it before, but like you
Yeah,
can
I don't
tap
have
up to certain purchases. Like some places have like upped it recently, but like most places like $100. So even on like the pump itself, there'll be like a little speed pay thing. And so some companies have like come up with things you can put on your keychain, and like that's how you pay, and it's just linked to your credit card. So like they'll have a speed pass, but you can do it at a lot of the newer gas stations because they have like the most up-to-date like pumps. Yeah, dude, you just go up and you could press a button, it'll be like $100, and then you just fucking tap it and then pump your gas and you're good to go.
You said speed pass, and it flashed back. I remember when mobile first launched the speed pass keychain, and it was like a big fucking deal because I remember working for a mobile station.
I don't know if we have that here. I may be oblivious to this.
It's this like
it could be brand. It was like a couple of the gas stations had like speed pass, but they're like the big national like gas station.
yeah, like
companies, I
Mobiles,
guess.
Chevrons, they would have had them, stuff like that. But like
Yeah, I think
this is like
Esso and
antiquated
Petrofan
now.
had it.
Like I don't even think mobile runs the speed pass anymore. But like they were these little keychains, little black fob basically that you could hang on your keychain.
Probably like the little fob thing I used to clock in at work.
Probably a little bit like that. Yeah. And
It's
basically
literally just like a little round keychain thing that I just go. And then
yeah, very similar. And you would just put it on like if you were at the register, for example, where the little terminal was, there'd be a little square with the little fucking logo on it, and you just tap that there, and it would complete the transaction.
So it's like it'd be like Apple Pay, but just with the key.
Yeah, it was like early stages of Apple Pay and that sort of shit. And I remember like when it launched when I was younger and being like, wow, that shit's crazy. And then working for a mobile station and seeing it like begin to phase out because obviously things like Apple Pay were now a thing. Tap cards were now a thing. So it was like you didn't need a dedicated fob to one store. You had systems that just allowed you to tap the card,
I'd imagine that the only time it would make sense now is like companies that have gas cards. So like the company I work for, we have gas cards, right? So you can go to like the card lock stations where it's like there's no person there. You just go in, you put in your fucking card, say, oh, I'm going to use pump 7. Then you go over to pump 7, you pump, then you go back over and you get the receipt after you put the card in. I can imagine that like there's still people that probably have those things that would make sense for them. Just be like, oh, here's like the work van. Here's the keys. On the keys are this fucking gas card or like gas payment thing. Just keep your receipts and, submit them bi-weekly, whatever it is. I could see it still working for them, but yeah, like, dude, most people, just the way that everything is, it's so simple to pay for everything nowadays. Like you just can fucking tap.
Yeah.
Like every time I go to the States and I can't tap, I always get tripped up. Like it takes me like that one time of getting gas in America, realizing you can't pump then pay. Then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. You're not at home anymore. You have to like pay before you pump. And then I'll be like, okay, next time I'll remember and I'll fucking go in and pay whatever.
It's like, well, I mean, this is where we're at, right? Like we're moving into that cashless kind of a society where everything is that way. Like we can just tap it, pay with a card, fucking whatever, but we're going cashless and even cardless because of tap technology. So
yeah, and Apple Pay, whatever, right? You can just have your wallet on your phone.
Dude,
you
honestly,
can have it on your
here's the
wristwatch
thing, bro.
if you have a smartwatch. Like
I don't even carry my wallet with me half the time.
Can you have your
I've got,
your license on your phone?
I've got my fucking case. I got a case with my phone, with my ID, and it's got my fucking debit card.
Oh,
right here. Not only that, but I could still use it to fucking tap and pay if I don't even want to take the cards out. So I literally have everything I fucking need right here on my person, and I just keep my wallet in my backpack, so I don't have to have that wallet bulge in my back pocket. Because, dude, I feel like that was part of the problems having a lot of back issues. Is because I was always sitting on this big ass wallet.
Yeah, you had like a George Costanza.
I was gonna say Seinfeld wasn't wrong. The George Costanza bit is a thing,
dude. It so is. I've known people like that.
I
mean, fuck. Even my wallet's kind of like that. I never hold my wallet in my pocket. I keep it in my work bag.
I have a fat wallet, but I'm at a point now. I'm trained. Fat wallets in my right pocket, cell phones in my left pocket.
I hate things in my pockets, bro. Because I've gotten so used to taking all of my shit out of my pockets while I work, because like it's very.
Dude, you know how satisfying it is though, James, when you get home and you just do a pocket dump. I used to fucking love that.
Oh, I still do it.
It's so weird, but I used to love it.
Now it's just like my phone and like my headphone case.
That's why I miss like paying.
Those are the only two. Those are the only two things that I'll carry in my pockets while I'm working. Is like and my keys. I don't know why I could throw those in my bag too, but I have my fucking headphone case. By the way, Chris, shout outs to you for recommending those headphones because they've been pretty dope. I want like the step up from what you got, but like they're the only thing is I'm still not a fan of how they fit in my ears. I haven't found the right little.
Oh, did you try the different size ones?
I've tried them and none of them quite work, and they do kind of hurt my ears after a while of wearing them still, but they are good quality. Like I do like the way like they sound and like the features that they have. I just wish they did fit in my ears better is the only thing. But hey, they weren't like crazy. I think they're like $50.
Yeah, actually, dude, I fucking used mine this morning. So like I started the day. I cut the grass, took like 2.5 hours. Then I came inside and did some like fucking house chores, and I put them back in the case. I looked at my phone, dude. They barely. I don't even know if they fucking showed less battery. Like they're still pretty much full charge, bro.
Every time, because I always take them out of my ears and put them in my fucking case when I go to break, and every time I pop them back in, they're always like 100%.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. And you know what else is kind of dope about them?
Twice, I think.
Dude, all you got to do to turn them on is you take them out. I don't even have to turn them on or sync
Yeah.
them, nothing. They're just
Every
instant. It's
now
like
and
you
then-
turn on, it'll be like connected. You're like, let's go.
Every now and then I have to like turn it on, but even then all you do is just press it and hold it for a second, and then all of a sudden it goes ding, and then fucking
Yeah,
does its
powering on.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking dope, man. Shout out to Skull Candy. Like they're
Yep.
cheap shit, but like they
does
work
yours have
good.
like the voice activation and shit where you can like be like, hey, Skull Candy, play Spotify?
I never read the instructions, so I'd have to look.
Mine does that, bro. Like I could literally like open Spotify just by talking to my headphones.
Dang, dude. See, I would have assumed that I could have just told Siri to do that.
Siri makes me I have to unlock my phone for Siri to do it.
Oh,
I
fucking.
don't have to unlock it.
Bypass that shit. Nice.
But the only thing is I do have to unlock it to like accept like the feature. But as soon as because I most of the time when I put them on, I've got my phone open in my hand anyways, because I know the thing's gonna pop up. I do that, put it in my pocket, but yo, Skull Candy, open up Spotify, and then it just fucking does its thing. Da 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 da. And I can actually link my headphones to somebody else, or like share what I'm listening to.
Really?
Yeah. It's kind of cool, dude. Headphone technology nowadays is pretty dope because there's a lot of cool companies out there that are doing some pretty dope shit.
Well,
Yeah.
think about it. If you had like two people, right? So I remember being on the bus and like me and like a
Say we were on a
girlfriend
plane,
or whatever.
bro,
You'd
and
be
we're
like
watching
this.
a movie. No, dude,
And
say
one
like,
person would
yeah.
have one in and the other person would have one in, and like it was okay. And I remember like this like one girl on my bus, she actually had like a Walkman that had two headphone jacks. So I would just like give her my mail in and she'd plug it in and we'd just both be like rocking out to the same shit because we like really similar music. But that is like next level. I can just have
It's
my
like
shit wireless and just be kicking it and just listen to exactly what
Yeah,
you're listening
dude.
to. Like,
It-
let's
You
go.
could be like on a plane watching a movie, you know what I mean? And like don't have to worry having a fucking splitter or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
It makes me
Yeah,
think of
dude.
this crazy notion that like you could literally do a silent listening party, right? Like imagine an album release show where like everyone's got earbuds in because you want them to get the full experience and they all connect to the same Wi-Fi source.
And this is the thing that's pretty dope too. Like in the app. Oh, actually, I
That'd
have
be
headphones.
awesome.
Headphones are in my pocket right here. But like in the app, they've got like this dope feature to where like depending on what you're listening to, I'm gonna have to turn them on for it to fucking show it. Connect. There we go. Boom, connecting. Blow. But it's got like an equalizer that's got like different things for different stuff. So like music, podcasts, movies. You can even customize it to like whatever you want specifically. I could take pictures with it too, apparently. Share audio, tap Spotify.
Yo, so actually that's kind of convenient because now it becomes a remote shutter,
Dude,
so to
I can
speak, for your
even
phone.
find a tile. It's got a built-in tile to where I can download the app to where if I ever lose my headphones, I could find it through the tile app. Did not know that. Downloading, baby.
Dude, now that alone,
Because I lost these for like a week, bro. Come to find out they're literally right here on my desk, just like in a drawer. But yeah, dude, that's hilarious.
that's a dope feature. That alone is a worthy investment. I like
I
it.
didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
Dude, like just tech in general is pretty fucking dope. Like the amount of stuff that I can do, even just on my Chromebook, which I bought for under $200 Canadian, so like under $150 US probably. It's kind of crazy. It's like a little bit annoying when you're like really used to doing shit on a PC. So like I will say that there is definitely like a learning curve, but like my biggest complaint is using Discord through it. Because in order to like normally I would just scroll up on the mouse. If I go over like on the servers that I'm in, I just scroll, right? And so I'm like, oh, okay, I got a ping. And this one, whatever, I'll just like scroll on my phone or scroll on my PC. But on like a Chromebook, nah, it's not that simple. You got to like go over to that side, just miss a server, click on it, and then you can fucking hit the up key and you can scroll that way. So it's like adding just multiple steps. And so like a DM is at the very top. So if you're like down near the bottom on like the servers you're normally on, and all of a sudden you get a DM, you got to like fucking select over on the side, then fucking scroll all the way to the top.
Let me give you a tip. Try a 2-finger movement on your directional pad and see if that acts as a scroll for you.
Oh, okay. I'll try that.
Most laptop directional pads have that feature where if you have 2 fingers,
but it's a
on
Chromebook, remember? So it's using like Android. But I'll try that.
Give it a shot. Just see. I don't know if it'll work, but
it probably would help too if like I knew anything about Android. Like to be honest.
But like there's a lot, there's a lot of weird things, and even I'm still learning some of the extra features of like these touchpads like that, because like there's like pinch features that'll do certain things, and like sometimes I do things I don't mean to do because I haven't fully figured it out, and I'm like, yeah, so give it a shot, see if it works, because it might.
If that does work, that's probably game changing for me.
It was game changing when I realized that all my laptops did it. I was like, I didn't know.
You see how like I had an older laptop, right? And it used to have the side of like the pad was the scroll.
Yeah, it had like a little bar.
It didn't show it, but like on the side of it, like the right side, I think it would scroll. So you could be like kind of scrolling with your left finger and then like hit with your your index when you're middle.
Mm-hmm.
And this one doesn't have that. So if that has it, oh man, I'm gonna be so thankful.
Yeah, so thankful. I had one like that. So like that's why I had no idea that some of these other ones you could just do this 2-finger thing to scroll, and I was like, oh my. And anybody watching and seeing me do this probably seems very weird. But it's weird. Little shortcuts like that are life-changing. I've really begun to like come to fall in love with all of these little weird little shortcuts like that.
Dude, I embrace commands.
Yeah, Control C, Control X, Control V, like all of those little tools, all those little standard shortcuts.
Dude, oh man, you know what? Like once I learned how to take a screenshot on a computer. And then I learned how you could like fucking do like I guess it's like Windows Shift S, and then you can like select exactly what you want to fucking screenshot. So like I could just take a clip. So like right now I could take just your camera, and James and I wouldn't be there, and it would just make it. Dude, it was like game changer for me. Like I would be like, oh yo, check this out, and then I just fucking do it and I drop it, and it's like all crop perfect, and I just look like I know what I'm doing. I feel so accomplished. Like it's simple, right? It's one of those simple things, but I'm like, yo, like I'm learning things. This is great. I'm not old. I'm still learning.
That's it. So a lot of those little tricks and shit are why I'm as good as I am at the job that I do, because I can do them so efficiently. You know what I mean? Like, because I can go and I can pull these pieces of information, get them readjusted, reformatted, and then in place in a very short amount of time, like, so it makes me good at what I do for that. And so it's like, it's interesting that like so many people have no idea. And like, there needs to be like more stuff out there to like teach people some of these really cool things. Like one of my favorites is Control A, where it selects everything. Like if you're trying to like copy the entire body of something that you have written, you can literally Control A, it selects all, and then you're able to just Control C, copy, and then Control V, paste it wherever you want to paste it. Boom. Quick little finger movements in these little shortcut keybinds, and you've moved the whole thing. No right click.
Dude, hotkeys are the shit.
Yes. Hotkeys, keybinds. The fact that like Discord allows you to do custom keybinds, so that like when we're in Discord, if you want to mute yourself, you can have, a mute keybind somewhere on a random key.
I have a push to talk button. So it's like if I need to, I can mute myself. Or unmute myself. Which is also the same button that when I push it, I also I set it up. This is kind of the cool thing. I set it up to where like when I push the button, it mutes myself in Discord, but then it unmutes myself in Call of Duty. And then when I let go of it, it mutes myself in Call of Duty, and then I can talk in Discord.
Ah, that's dope. That's
Yeah, I don't ever use it because I hardly ever talk on Call of Duty anymore because I don't need to talk to randos. I only talk to people in the party, but now we all just use Discord. So
I mean, isn't that so ironic? Discord was designed for that exact reason,
yeah,
and we all
never
came
used
to it
that.
for a completely different reason, and only now is the Discord that we all use beginning, or I mean, in the last year and a half or so, right? But like, only now is that like a more prevalent thing that it's actually used for its original purpose.
Well, it's because we all just hang out in there so much all the time now. That's like now we just all game with each other instead of like breaking off and gaming by ourselves.
Which only makes sense.
Yeah, and we got some homies to fucking posse up with or party up with, depending on what you're playing. Dude, I just got into Red Dead Online. It's been pretty fun,
Dude.
Not gonna lie.
This I can understand why. I've never had a chance to play it, but I can understand why that's so much
It's
fun.
kind of fun, dude, because like we literally go on like bounty hunts where we're like go and fucking pick people up and fucking tie them up and take them to the fucking sheriff, or we'll fucking go on deliveries where we're delivering fucking orders of fucking moonshine, and we got to protect the wagon from other posses taking it over and shit. And then sometimes you just go out there, you're just giving her a dangle, you find a nice body of water and you just go out there and you go fishing for a little bit, man. I got a fucking 18-pound muskie the other day, bro.
Dang, dude, you're fucking.
Yeah, and then I got a 14-pound
you're
sturgeon.
ripping lips, baby.
14-pound sturgeon, bro. My average on fucking largemouth, bro, is 5-pound bass, bro. I'm getting 5-pound largies out there, dude.
Dang.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's fun, dude. You just get high as shit. You get on a horse, and you go ride around for a little bit, and you just do whatever the fuck you want, dude. It's cool, bro. It's fun. I like it.
I mean, like, I will say I don't really like those style of games at all, right? So, like, I'll just preface my statement with that. But I will say that there'd be much more of a drive for me to play Red Dead than to play Grand Theft Auto. And I know that like some people are probably like, they're not really the same. They're just made by the same like people. But like, it is both kind of open world. There's like certain things,
but there's so many more things that you can do in Red Dead compared to
I just think that like the team aspect and like the fact that like
and the vibe is different, bro.
Yeah, it's just like a different thing.
Because it's
I'd be like more inclined. I probably still wouldn't like it, but if I was like gun to the head, play one or the other, I probably would play Red Dead.
Yeah, because dude, you literally like can posse up and like go on like a hunting mission for like different types of fucking animals, and like you can get different depending on what it is. Like you can get a poor skin off of something, or you can get like an excellent one, and depending on what it is, you get more money for it, or you can like make garments out of them and shit. So you can go out there and fucking just go hunting. You know what I mean? Be like, oh, we're gonna go out there and go hunt deer. You know what I mean? Get a posse together, go to a good spot, try to get some nice deer. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, dude. But
get a 12-point buck.
Me and Swaggins were out there shooting alligators the other day.
I love it. That's great. See, like to me, I think that's like where I find Red Dead Online to be a very attractive thing, right? Is the fact that like you can get like all your homies and just interact in that online world together and do whatever the fuck you want to do in whatever 18 whatever.
Yeah, because it's like you're getting to kind of like live that sort of lifestyle and kind of get a feel for what like kind of things people probably were doing, for fun, or like what would you do in that time? You know what I mean? You don't have cars you're racing around or whatever like you would be in like GTA. You'd be out there riding the plains, bro, looking for things to eat and fucking looking for ways to make money and to get a horse or upgrade your guns. And dude, the cool thing about that too is like you got to keep upkeep on all your things too. You know what I mean? You gotta make sure your horse is brushed and fed, because otherwise it's not going to perform as well. And you got to, clean your guns, because, after a while they get dirty and shit. And if they get dirty, they don't shoot as well. And it's like they've got like aspects to it that kind of like make it even more interactive, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, like Red Dead's got this like day-to-day survival kind of vibe going on, and GTA is just about violence and crime.
Yeah,
It's about
pitch a
mayhem,
camp
basically.
and you make some stews, to feed yourself, and you get different recipes, and depending on what the recipe is, it gives you different perks. And you can sit there, and if you could smoke a cigar, and the cigar makes you more like alert and more aware, like kind of like affects one of your abilities, where it's like you can like, it's called Deadeye, where it's like you can kind of like slow things down for a second, get like the perfect shot on something, you know what I mean? Like if you're hunting, or like you're on a mission and trying to like take somebody out from far away, it's just like it's cool, dude. I like it. It's fun.
And this is the point where if we could clear the sample, I would totally play Will Smith's Wild Wild West.
And dude, the funny thing about it is, because I've been playing Call of Duty on PC for a while, and I've been playing with mouse and keyboard, and I'm back on controller for Red Dead, because like it was way too difficult to play Red Dead on a keyboard and mouse, dude, just because the way because it's like that third person where it's like you're like behind the character sort of thing, and you could change the view or whatever, but like trying to play that with the keyboard and mouse, it was so fucking weird, dude. So I went and got a cable for my PS4 controller, and playing with the controller again is kind of weird too. So like going back and forth between Call of Duty and Red Dead's weird, because it's like I go to keyboard and mouse for Call of Duty and controller for Red Dead.
See, I used to have a couple of nice PC controllers for just playing emulators, man. So that way, like when you went back to go play, like, maybe a GoldenEye or a Super Mario or something, or even, a PS2 emulator or something like that, you actually had, a real controller in your hand to at least get some of the real feel
I
back.
almost went and bought there's this controller at Best Buy when I went to go get a cable. It's like an old NES style controller that you can hook up to your PC to like play games with. I was like, how dope would it be to be like playing like fucking Call of Duty or some shit with like a little NES controller? But then I thought about it, I was like, I don't know if there's enough buttons on it.
See, I want that shit so I can play an NES emulator now, because that would be dope. You'd actually have the real feel.
Yeah,
it would be like
they're playing some Mario.
Exactly. Get like the OG Mario Kart from N64 going, and actually have that controller in your hand to feel the actual nostalgia kick in. Oh,
I got a question for you, Chris. Are you going to be getting the new Call of Duty, bro?
Yeah, when's that come out? November?
October 28th. I think they're if you pre-order it, they're doing like an open beta for like a week or two in like the end of September.
Then yeah, I'll probably get it.
I've been debating on it. I'm just trying to like feel it out and see if everybody else is getting it. Because if everybody else is getting it, then that means they're probably going to be playing that and not Vanguard anymore. And I don't want to be the only one still playing Vanguard. So if everybody else gets it, then I'll probably get it. But if nobody else is going to get it, then I'll wait.
Well, I'm gonna be buying it on PC unless like so.
If you get it on PC, you'll be able to play beta for 2 weeks.
The one
you only get to play for 1 week if you get it on Xbox or PlayStation.
Well, I won't get it on Xbox. I haven't used my Xbox basically since I got this like computer, so almost a year. But yeah, I probably will. Fuck it. It's only I know that there'll be a deal on Black Friday, but at the same time, it's like whatever, man. What's like $30? It's not a big deal.
Dude, if you get like the extra one, you get like all this fucking dope shit that goes along with it. Like you get this, they're doing like weapons like vaults now, I guess is what they're calling them, where it's like you literally get like a gun and like you get all the attachments and everything with it that like are also part of the blueprint sort of situation. So it's like, you know how when you like get a blueprint and like you'd switch out an attachment, it'd go back to like the stock thing and it wouldn't look as cool as like the original thing did. Well, now it's like even if you switch out the attachment, it still has like the same like color combo or whatever's going on with it. It's like it's pretty dope, dude.
Yeah, I could see like a lot of people liking that. I really don't care. I never spend my Call of Duty points. I haven't played it in forever actually, but like even when I did, I would like build up all sorts of points. Like when I play Fortnite, dude, I would never fucking spend them. I don't know why. I just don't really. It's weird, right? I care if like I have like a good game, but I don't care if I have cool shit in the game. Like I should care about both or neither. Like, you know what I mean? But for some reason, like
The only reason why I
do.
get like sometimes I do it just because it is cool, but there a lot of the times like I'll get stuff because like the blueprint actually has a little extra something to it. You know what I mean? Like it has like a little pickup to it. You know what I mean? It might like boost up one of the stats or something, or have like a little.
Yeah, which I
extra
guess in
special
turn would
attachment.
make you have better games. So like theoretically, like I said, I should like both factions of it, but for some
Well,
reason
here's the thing too. If you get the points for free, why not fucking spend them?
Dude, it's like the Tim Hortons thing. I swear, it's probably the same shit. Like
But
if I
dude,
know that I don't lose them, I probably won't use them. And then one day, you never know. Like, dude, I remember I saved up so many points on fucking Fortnite. And then one day I was like, like a couple of friends that I played with were like hacking me. They'd be like, bro, like you're the cheapest man alive. Like, why are you not spending your points? They're free. And I was like, because you guys are just like wasting points all the time. And like you guys are basically proving to me that it's pointless to fucking waste them. And they act, to be honest, like they would even like spend money on Fortnite points, like grown ass men, like dudes like over 35 years old. And so I remember one day I fucking was like, you know what? Fuck it. I got like X number of points. And I saw they had like a Master Chief skin. And so when you got a Master Chief skin, you could buy like the Master Chief skin combo, and it got you like an emote where you jump into like a fucking mini warthog, and you got the fucking like the Master Chief like skin, and you got like an extra dance. I can't remember which one it was, but it was like, I don't know, it was like probably like 2,000 points, which equals be like 30, $40, some shit like that. I don't know. Don't check my math, people that like play Fortnite all the time. All I know is it was a grip of points, and I got a bunch of stuff, and I fucking rolled in, and I like was playing with my buddies like 2 days later. They're like, how'd you get that? You can't get that for free. I was like, free. I was like, I was fucking balling, baby. And like, because when you're in like a lobby for Fortnite, you can do like emotes and shit. So I like do the fucking warthog emote where you jump in it. You're like driving this like mini warthog. And I fucking felt like a baller. It's like one of those times like, yeah, see, saving up points, you know, you can just do it. Because dude, they'd spend it on like, oh, you can get this skin for like X number of points. And I'd be like, nah, I'm not fucking getting that skin. And like they'd all have like this.
Dude, I seen they
skin.
just brought Dragon Ball Z into Fortnite.
Dude, I need to just play some video games.
That makes me want to play, but I don't really like the game.
Oh, James, you might like, there's a new mode now that you can play with no building.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So there's
Is
no
that what
building.
you play?
So since that came out, I played like twice. I haven't played with like my homies in forever. But the last time I played, they're like, yeah, it's like a new game mode. It's been around for like a month, and you can play. There's no building.
Yeah, because I don't like that bullshit, dude. Because I can't do it.
Yeah, and the funny thing that happened to me is like, I would never really complain, but some kids were just too good at building, and it would be too hard to fucking like take them out, right? So I would always be like, oh, fuck building. Like, why does this game only have building? And then when I played it without it, dude, I got iced a couple times because I was going to like throw up some cover instead of just fucking, dive in out of the way and like fucking trying to shoot, you know? So it's just one of those things. You get used to it, and then it's like gets to the point of where you wished it was in the beginning, and you're like,
I've been seeing like clips of like the whole Dragon Ball Z aspect, dude, and I feel like people are like kind of complaining because they say it's a little OP. Because dude, like people are like going like Super Saiyan as like Goku or like Vegeta and like throwing crazy like Kameo waves and shit and taking out entire squads with one fucking shot.
Dude, they probably fucking nerfed that down a bit by now. Maybe.
Seeing that makes you kind of want to play and get that shit just to be running around as like Goku or somebody and just like fucking blasting people with Kameo waves, dude. That'd be sick.
And you become an ultimate troll at that point as you just run
I
through
don't
and
give
fucking
a
waste
fuck,
everybody, which fuck it, dude. I don't give a fuck either. That's the point of the game is.
Yeah,
dude, one of my favorite things to do in Call of Duty is get the flamethrower and just start going through and just like burning out entire squads. Or dude, I really like when you get the fucking gun turret. Because you just sit there and you're just laying down waste, bro. Just taking out entire squads the entire time, and just like you're just trying not to hit your buddies, like because they're all running through as you're fucking mowing down the entire map.
Yep.
So satisfying.
No better way to play. No better way to play. Like when I used to do online gaming, it was a lot of the old PS2 Battlefront 2. And when you got one of those opportunities where like you could set up like an auto turret somewhere and just let that thing fucking waste people, or you'd be able to get into a stationary turret and it was just in the right position that you could just start fucking incinerating everybody. And shit was great. Dude, Mos Eisley.
You know what I want to play that I haven't played in a long time is I want to play some fighting games. Like I've seen that Netflix just dropped this series, like a Tekken like series, like an animated series, and
I think I saw like advertisements for that.
It makes me want to like bust out some like Tekken Tag or like Tekken 3 and just like bust out some combos on somebody. Were you guys ever into fighting games at all? Like at any period?
Arcade ones.
So yeah, I was into like Super Smash Bros. Pretty heavy. I fuck with that.
Smash Bros.
I was like Street Fighter and that sort of thing. Like like in arcades.
I never liked Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I never liked Tekken.
Dude, Tekken was my shit, bro.
Yeah, I never liked that at the arcades either.
I couldn't get into the more complicated ones. Like that's why I stuck with things like Street Fighter and
I thought
OG
Street Fighter
ones.
was way more Street Fighter was way more difficult for me than Tekken was. Especially when it came to console, like when you play them on consoles, I love Tekken way more than Street Fighter, because Street Fighter, like you'd have to like do all these crazy like round angles and shit.
Yeah,
on the fucking
I don't
thing
remember
to get combos.
Enjoying Street Fighter anywhere near as much on console, but
I played because I played Tekken a lot on console, bro. I played it a lot on PlayStation, like PlayStation 2, I think is when I played it the most, because that's when like Tekken 3 and Tekken Tag came out. And dude, I just would get going so hard on that, and then I'd eventually learn the combos and then figure out how to do them when I'd go to the arcade, dude. And I'd be sitting there running the arcade. Good old Scandia, bro. Anybody knows what Scandia is? There's one in fucking where is that at? Down in like Ontario or somewhere down there. And then there's one out here in Victorville. It's like an old mini golf place. And they got like a little arcade on the inside, and they had like a bunch of like fighting games and like the old Simpsons arcade game, and you know, the old skee ball and like all that sort of shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's like a traditional arcade.
Yeah, like a little, but it wasn't like huge or nothing. It was just like a little mini arcade, but outside they had like mini golf and batting cages and a go-kart track, and you know what I mean, like a little.
So it was definitely a pretty cool place to go.
We had a place like that out here called Starland.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was like a miniature like amusement center.
Yeah,
thing,
a family amusement. Center.
Yeah, so like the arcade wasn't crazy, but it was way more than
but like you can get tickets, and they had like the little prize thing. We'd ride our bikes there at a certain point, or like our parents would take us there for the day, and you paid $20 for like an all-day unlimited wristband, and you'd be able to ride the go-karts as much as you want. You get like a free round of mini golf and a certain amount of fucking tokens or whatever, but you could like, we'd just sit there and just ride the go-karts all day.
Yeah, why would you get like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you know, whenever we get kind of tired or whatever, we go play some video games for a little bit. Like, all right, let's go get back on the go-karts for a little bit.
It's like, let's have another Grand Prix.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so it's even more fun when you get the bumper boats and with some of those places.
Yeah,
too.
They had those too, but a lot of times they're out of order.
Of course. So it's like a McDonald's ice cream machine.
But we'd have a lot of baseball practices there. You know, we'd go to the batting cages, you know, get some BP in for the week. And then afterwards, you know, we'd get to run around the arcade for a little bit.
Those were always the place that, like, you know, that was the birthday party you wanted to go to as a kid growing up. Like when you had the homie who's like throwing the party at one of those spots.
Yeah, it was like that or the pizza place at the big ass arcade. Like we had what would be called a John's Incredible Pizza. Pizza wasn't all that great, to be completely honest with you, but they had a pretty decent arcade.
Well, dude, Incredible Pizza sounds way better than John's like completely okay pizza.
Yeah, John's shitty pizza.
John's pizza could have just, you know, sufficed, I guess.
But dude,
hey.
they had a pretty legit arcade, bro. And it was like one of those ones that was like all dark with like the black lights and all like the neon stuff and like, you know, that real arcade vibe.
See, like when I think about the old, like the Street Fighter arcade specifically that I reminisce about when I was a kid growing up, there's this place, the White Horse General Store, still in operation today. And they had this little back room with some supplies. And in there were just two standing machines. One was like the 1986 Street Fighter cabinet. And the other was, I think, like maybe it was Galaga. But it was another like OG. And I just remember being one of the space side-scrolling shooting games. That's all I can remember.
Okay.
But
could have been even Space Invaders.
Could have been like 1941.
Yeah, it could have been any of those. I can't remember. I just remember this kid Peter and I would spend hours in that place just burning quarters on those game machines, because I mean, we were like 10, 11 years old or something like that. And, you know, what else you got to do? So like, you know, you get a whole bunch of quarters up, head on down to the little fucking quarter machines down there at the general store and just waste an hour or two just banging away at some video games. And man, like it's crazy because thinking about it now, those are some good, wholesome childhood memories right there.
Oh, for sure, dude. I have so many like good memories. Like, dude, that was like Friday nights for me. Like every other Friday night, probably, especially if there was like bigger movies at the time. Me and friends, we would just get like dropped off at the mall, and we basically like get, you know, gifted, not given, gifted, whatever you want to say, $20, and the $20 would basically be your night, and you get food from like the food court, you know, like I'd probably go get like a slice of like Sparrow pizza, or I'd get like whatever or something. And then there'd be like a ticket for the movie would be like $5. And then we would like roll into like Bulk Barn, which is like this chain of like basically mall bulk food stores, but it's kind of grown away from also malls now. It's like got standalone shops or whatever. And you go and dude, I just get fucking wine gums. And then I would fucking play with like the rest. I might have like maybe like $4 left to get all quarters. And right beside the movie theater was this place called Wizard's Castle, which was actually like, there might've been a few of them, but actually like this girl that I went to school with, like a girlfriend of mine, her dad owned it. So we'd be like in grade 7, grade 8, and sometimes we'd see her brother or dad, and like he'd just be like emptying something out. He'd see us and he'd like walk over and he'd just like fucking drop in like 8 quarters into our machine that we were playing at, because he'd like empty it out and just like drop in 8 that he just had. And we'd be like, yeah, fucking hookups, let's go.
See, that's
actually
dope.
Pretty sweet. But it was like a nice arcade, but it was strictly an arcade. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like there was nothing other than your traditional arcade games. There was probably like maybe 3 basketball shoot 'em hoops and like maybe like a, you know, or an air hockey table, that kind of thing. But everything else, there was probably like, dude, at one point they had 16 Days of Thunder, and you used to play 1 against 16. So it'd be all 16 of you in a fucking race or some shit. It was fucking crazy. They had like a MotoGP one, like esque kind of thing where there was like 6 of them and you could play all against each other. So if you're like playing with your homies, be like, whoever got out, get off the fucking thing, let the rando play.
Yeah, we had ones that was like that in our mall too. The old mall arcade there, I don't even remember what it was called, but Yeah, same idea. Like they had like the wall that I think ours only had like 4 of the little Moto GP bikes you could get on and shit. But they also had, you know, the basketball arcade games. They had you know, one of my favorite ones was like the flight sim one where like you were in a cockpit and you'd fly like a helicopter or a fighter jet or some shit like that. Those were always dope. I had a blast with those. Um, but yeah, it wasn't huge, but I remember it got a lot smaller when DDR blew up because then you needed like 2 DDR stations, and that took up a huge part of that room, and that just kind of like really kind of saw the decline because obviously like the DDR machines were killing it, but nobody was getting past all the DDR kids lined up to play, and none of the other machines got used anymore. It was kind of a sad thing. Now the arcade is like a little bitty kid arcade, and it's got like the uh little baby carousels and shit that you can like put them on, drop a quarter in, and it goes around for a minute and a half.
Dude, I feel like honestly, arcades are basically still in existence for nostalgia purposes. Like, there's no point. Like, at home, you can basically just go on Steam, get like any game you want. They'll have like free games all the time for like a month, and it's not like shit games. Like, you could be able to play like legit games for a month for free.
Well, most
Like,
of
there's
those
so many
games are
things.
most of those retro games that are like that are in those arcades. You can, you know, are those games that are free games on Steam, and it's not even a you play it for a month. It's once you if you as long as you quote unquote buy it, you now have it. So like I've done that, and I have Steam games that were free for that month that I can play to this day.
Yeah, so like just because I think that it's a tough look for fucking arcades. Like, I feel like after COVID too, like dude, arcades they're
Yeah.
probably like pretty hurting before that, and like considering like that kind of market was kind of hit hard for a while. Like I'm surprised if like in a year there's gonna be that many arcades. They actually like opened one up in the city that I live in, but it's not even necessarily an arcade. It's like a lounge slash bar thing, and they have like a bunch of like booths set up, and like in the booth they'll have like a flat screen TV, and you can like when you book your table, like I'd say I was gonna like put the table for us, and I was like, I need a table for 3, and they'll be like, oh, like what system do you want to play? I could play say N64, and they'd be like, what game? And I could say fucking Mario Kart. Boom. They'll
It's
be
like a
like, we'll get
console
there.
cafe.
Yeah, dude, and we'll get there and we'll be able to play like Mario Kart, like 64, and we can just kick back, have some beers, play. Or you could play Xbox, you could play whatever. Like you
See,
can
like
go there. It's like basically a LAN party.
It's like
At
an
a
internet
bar.
cafe almost.
Yeah.
We have shit that's a little bit that's similar to that. Like there's one place around here. It's one part brewery, one part speakeasy bar. And so basically they've got the like brewery portion up front where like you can hang out around the brewery, you know, try the tap room out. But then in the back of that, there's a full-blown arcade. And then hidden beyond that is their speakeasy pub. So that's kind of neat. That's kind of nifty.
Yeah, I like ideas
know?
like that. You know what I mean? Like when I heard about, because I actually ran into this guy at a vape shop, and this, I hopefully, you know, he's still in business. I have no idea if he is, because this is all like pre-COVID, but he's like, yeah, man. He's like, if you ever want to like come by, kick it, have a beer, play some video games or whatever, like I'm there pretty often. He's like, I'll fucking hook you up with a free round, whatever. And this dude was like, yeah, you can vape in there. He's like, I don't even care about that. And now I'm sure you can't now. But
Yeah.
I never ended up going by. I should have. I just was never gonna like roll in there by myself. You know, it's not like I'm gonna go drink by myself kind of guy. It's never been my vibe.
So we had a place that didn't let you drink in the mall, but you guys familiar with those stores that are like the Dungeons and Dragons kind of places where like
Oh yeah,
D&D
dude.
guys will
Hey,
get together, play Dungeons and Dragons.
You want to
They
know
can-
a fun fact? A fun fact here about your boyfriend Shanklin. I had spent plenty of time in said stores.
Yeah, the wizard's cloak and those
Because
kind of names.
there was a time in my life, not only that I was really into comic books, but your boy played Magic the Gathering, boys.
There we go.
Okay.
And I would
I think
find
that those cards are worth money, by the way, right now.
they probably are. I've got some, but I don't know if mine are like, because the ones that are worth money, dude, are old.
Yeah, they're probably like my generation, like that 10
Older.
years earlier. You think?
Yeah.
Because I have some.
No,
but I have
no.
no idea
Well,
where
yeah,
they're-
maybe because
I'm
you're
talking
actually
early 90s, bro.
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about like 80s to early 90s, like like some of the first releases of these cards. But anyways, yeah, dude, I'd be in these shops, bro, because I'd be in there trying to buy new sets. Not only that, but I would go to these shops to play.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be in there, me, my brother, my cousins. We started at the comic book shop because that would be the first place to play cards, and then we'd find these like D&D shops. We'd be playing there, and not only that, but like I also played not D&D, but there's this game called Heroscape, which is kind of like D&D, but like you literally have like it's got like plastic pieces that you could build your own map on like your table and like add different levels and build structures, and you had like different characters that you could buy with like different abilities and all this sort of shit. I was into games, bro. All around. Your boy was a little nerdy at a point in his life. But yeah, dude, I used to be into all that shit, dude. And here's the thing, man. It's fun. If you've never played that shit, dude, and you've never really given it a chance, let me tell you, man, it's actually pretty fucking fun if you just let yourself, have fun.
Oh, I've sat back and watched guys play that because like my stepbrother back in the day, like him and his buddies would get together. They'd play like Yu-Gi-Oh, and there were a couple other ones that were card based like that they were into. Magic being one of them, and like we ended up having their friend actually ended up opening a shop in our mall up here that. Not only did he have, your Magic cards, your Yu-Gi-Oh, and all the other different kind of card-based and D&D stuff like that, but he had a section in the back corner where you could pay time to rent a console.
Yes. Dude, there's a spot right next to my high school that was just like that, bro. What was it fucking called? The Dragon's Lair.
Yes,
That's
I love
what
it. Like they always had those names: the Dragon's Lair, the Wizards, the Wizard's Dungeon.
It was like upstairs, bro, and like they had like it was a pretty big space. I think honestly now I think it's like a boxing gym, but it was like they had like tables set up for like gaming. They had their cases set up with like all their cards and all their collectibles and stuff they sold, and then in the back corner. They had like 2 or 3 TVs, like with a couple like retro consoles, like a GameCube, and like like maybe like a couple different things. And like you said, Sean, same thing. You just go in there, and be like, hey, we want to rent one of these for like an hour or two. But, all right, $20 or whatever the price. I couldn't remember what it was, but like we'd go there after school and fucking buy the newest set. And some sleeves or whatever, put a deck together, play some cards, and then maybe get in a couple rounds of some Smash Bros or some shit, and then dip.
Yo, like it's such a brilliant move, especially like if you're already like I got my buddy Mark, who he's a huge retro game collector. So like there probably isn't a Super Nintendo or classic Nintendo cartridge this guy doesn't own. There probably isn't a single Sega game he doesn't own. And so like he plays them all. He's one of those people who like that is a legitimate business for a guy like him where he could literally rent his collection for an hour at a time for people. Yeah, you want to play, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on a classic Sega Genesis? Got you. $25 an hour. Boom. They go. And you just let people hang out and play some Sega. It's dope. It's such a cool concept. And you know what the greatest part about it is? Low overhead, and you're making people happy. Like I would totally go pay right now to like get you guys together and fucking go hit a spot like fun, that. Dude. You know what I mean? And play some old school video games. Like that'd be a blast.
Dude, and like the whole situation Chris was talking about too, where it's like one of those spots where like you could have like a couple beers with your buddies and play those games at the same time and just chill, as long as you don't get rowdy and rambunctious and break whatever fucking thing that you're playing with. Because
just don't be that douche that just fucking like rage quits.
But yeah,
like,
dude, that'd be fun. That would be fun. And like if it was one of those spots where it's like, yeah, I don't care if you vape, just sit there with your buddies, fucking.
Bro, I would just be like, yo, let's play GameCube. Then I just bring my own fucking Wavebird and just be like fucking kicking it. I'll lean back. Everybody else is corded up like a bitch.
He's gonna bring controller. He's gonna walk in with a case, bro.
Yeah, dude.
He's gonna be like the guy that comes to the bowling alley with his own ball.
Dude, honestly, okay, just on the note of bowling, I used to have so much fun bowling. I remember like me and like a group of friends, dude, we used to like meet up at this place we called the Bricks, which was basically like a friend of ours' house that ended up burning down, and they were waiting for it to get rebuilt. But we would just still go hang out there because it was like off the beaten path. We'd just go get high and just whatever, right? So we used to meet there and we'd like carpool because the bowling alley from there was like 5 minutes. So it was like a Tuesday night for like 2 years. And we would basically like all meet up at the Bricks by like 6:30. We'd just get like super blazed, and then we'd fucking quickly like zip over, just carpool it. And we had like a whole team, and it was 5-pin. So it was like the little balls, like you guys play with candlestick, but it's like 5 pins. And that's what the whole bowling alley was, dude. We used to just fucking go. We'd play. We'd have like a riot. We'd have like, they'd keep your score average and like all that shit. We used to like bet, be like whoever wins tonight, like basically doesn't have to pay their dues next week, and we'll get you high like tonight and fucking like before next week, whatever. You know what I mean?
There's this spot I used to go to growing up, but it was a 10-pin, so you play with the full-size ball, the old 3-hole jammy where you gotta
those like traditional, I guess.
But they had this thing they do on, it was either, I can't remember if it was Friday or Saturday night. It was like they called neon bowling.
Yeah,
they turn all the lights off and they've turned all black lights on, and they play like more modern, pop, hip hop sort of music for the younger crowd. And we'd always, at that point, it'd be like a group of the homies. We get a group of girls together. We go to the fucking bowling alley and we just go, hang out and, throw some balls down some lanes, dude. And that's when I developed the actual, nice curve, throw where, you can get there. And I developed the nice grip where, no thumb in the ball, is just a 2-finger grip, ball in the palm, cupped in the arm. Get that nice spin on it where you just, go right to the edge of the fucking gutter and then curve right back in, bro. And bam, I was starting to get them strikes, baby. And I haven't played in so long, I probably couldn't do it anymore. But dude, I used to love bowling, bro.
I haven't bowled since I was a real little kid. It's been easily 20 years.
I didn't have I didn't have the best average. Like I would probably was getting like maybe 120.
Yeah, see, in bowling on 5-pin, scoring on 5-pin bowling is a bit different. So you score every time you can get 15, and then you get like strike and spare bonuses, but you also get 3 balls to throw. So
oh shit,
yeah, it was pretty cool in that aspect, but it also like led to like higher scores. But it also was cool because like, dude, I think there was probably like one of the seasons, because I think there'd be like maybe 3 kind of seasons within a year. Like one of the seasons, I think there was like 3 or 4 of us that had like over 220 or some shit like that. Like we were like, we were getting pretty fucking good, man.
I can't remember, dude. I'm so stoned right now. I don't remember what. Because 300's a perfect game, right?
Mm-hmm.
10-pin.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I was definitely not getting 300. I was like maybe max halfway there. You know what I mean? Like I could get a couple strikes, but there'd be some gutters in there for sure. Dude,
I used to love it when they like switched it, because when I was a little kid, there was still, you had to do it all scoring like by hand. Right?
Oh yeah, dude.
And then by the time like the 90s hit, like most places there were like any sort of level of decent bowling alley had like the digital things. And I remember like, you get the turkey And the turkey would be like, after you get 3 strikes in a row,
Yeah,
the
it'd
turkey would be
jump-
like gobble gobble. There'd be like 3 fucking X's. I remember he'd just be like, "Yo, turkey, bitch,
Yeah,
let's
and then
go."
they'd get the different
I'm on
animations for
tonight.
like different shit, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, and then my favorite part though, when the digital started happening and it pop up on the screens, would just be seeing everybody's name they would put in for the night.
Yeah.
Because it would never be their actual name.
Huge
Never.
yes.
It'd always be something either ridiculous or they'd just be like trying to, have there's a nickname at the time that they're trying to like get people to like, get the stick. So they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put this up there. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Or like you'd be like a nickname that you're trying to get to stick on one of your homies.
yeah. So like exactly. So it's like whoever was entering in the names. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like his name would be right, but everybody else would be some bullshit. Like who's who? Oh, that's you, bro. Wait, what? That fuck you, bro. Like.
Yo, I just Googled the local bowling alley near me, like the legit bowling alley. Tell me this shit ain't the most 90s looking arcade you have seen in a while.
Oh,
Come on, focus. Work with us.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, look at the carpet, dude.
Dude, that looks like a poor ass Dave and Buster's.
No,
Bro.
you got me wanting to look.
You can smell this picture, right? Like you guys remember what these arcades smell like? Like, oh my god, dude! Like,
I'd go.
I want to go now after this conversation. Like,
Dude,
I'm
I
like,
played
damn.
a couple of games of bowling.
I wonder if that
games.
Jurassic Park game is there right now.
If it's in that picture and that picture is not older than 5 years, I'm gonna say yes.
I mean, I don't know, but I wonder if it is because I'd play that bitch. Oh my god, that's a riot. I'm so glad to know it's still open because like this whole bowling conversation, I was like, I wonder, is Alley Cat Lane still a thing? Is that still a bowling alley that functions? And it is. So that's good to know that the Candlepin joint is still functioning here in the South Shore area. Happy
No,
to
man,
hear
that's
that.
cool. There's actually a couple of ones in like the small towns near me, and I keep on saying to myself, like, I need to go. I need to just go. Like anybody could just go with me.
Well, like we have like a couple of bowling bars that open in the area. Like one of them is mad cheesy because it's not like the bowling pins are attached to strings. So
Okay.
like, yeah, it's mad cheesy. It's not like a real bowling alley. So and then there's like you got to go a little bit out of your way, and then you can get to like the nice ones where it's like a nice full-on restaurant, full-service bar, but you have like a legitimate bowling alley too.
Yeah, ours is strictly just straight bowling alley. They had like a little bar. They had like a very small arcade. But it was mainly just, full like, dude, they had quite a few lanes. I can't remember how many there were. I was trying to find pictures of it, but none of them.
Yeah, dude, the one that I would go to that had like, and it was the same kind of thing you're talking about with neon bowling. I think it was called Galaxy Bowling, and it'd be like Fridays and Saturday nights, and they would do the same shit. They would like definitely catering to like that like young adult crowd.
Yeah.
And it had dude. It probably had like 25 lanes. It was a fucking big ass bowling alley, man.
I'm gonna try to see if it says how many lanes it has.
When I was a kid, my mother's best friend was a competitive bowler, so she was actually in like bowling leagues, and I remember going to a lot of those where like she'd be in these like bowling tournaments and like watching the competitive bowling. And yo, first of all, I find it strange even to this day that that's a televised sport. That's cool that people enjoy watching it. My grandfather was one of those people who loved watching televised bowling. But I still find it weird even to this day that it's a televised sport. But man, being a part of the excitement when like a whole team that's like in that level of competition is winning and like, making their way through the tournament, that's some energy. That's a different kind of energy. It was kind of fun, man.
Okay, so like the thing that I always find funny is that something like Kingpin is legit, like not the whole story that's there attached to the bowling factor, but like that bowling sphere that they're in that movie, like going towards like that end championship and all that shit, how like that's like legit. I find it like really quite funny, but I also think that it's really quite cool because if you like to bowl, like why not have something badass to work towards? So like that's why like I think it's cool. Like I just think it's funny that people might actually like wear shirts because like I've seen some professional bowling where like people will be fans and they'll like play up to the audience and shit. Just like fucking Bill Murray did in Kingpin, which I can't remember what his real name is, but and like that's the part that I find hilarious. But like I also, for like full disclosure, like I think that like WWE is hilarious. So like maybe I just think things are funny that a lot of people enjoy.
Hey, I mean, I get what you mean though. Like, it's not a judgment on anybody who's into
No,
that.
it's not even.
It's just it's a wild thing to think that like the act of professional wrestling is the spectacle sport it is.
I can't see how many lines.
Like if you explain it to somebody who's never ever heard of it before, like, yeah, so 250-pound men that are super strong get into this ring with rubber ropes on the ends, and they basically beat each other up without completely beating each other up for 10 minutes or so until one of them lays on top of each other for a 3 count.
But it's also totally not real, although it is sort of real.
Yeah,
like that's another factor that like makes wrestling so much
like
different
it's
too.
scripted, but they are hitting
They are
each other
executing things,
to an
yeah.
extent.
Yeah, there are things that they're doing that are extremely
Like when
dangerous.
he jumps on
like,
the dude from the top rope and he's
Yeah.
like 10 feet in the air, landing on top of another dude, that's real.
Yeah, when he's being thrown out of the thing and he ends up landing on his head, that's not fake. Like, you know what I mean? That wasn't necessarily supposed to happen that way, but sometimes shit happens, you know? Like,
But yeah, like somebody would think that that's the most, if they'd never heard of it, they might think that's the most ludicrous shit they've ever heard of. Just like some people spend their Sundays watching television and all they're watching is people drive around in an oval shape for 500
hey, man,
laps.
you're talking about my dad there, bro.
I'm talking about mine too.
I know, I'm just kidding.
But that's the thing.
No,
like,
I get it.
If no one had ever understood auto racing ever and had never heard of it in their lives, and you just said it like that, like this is the premise. A bunch of 30 guys in cars drive around really fast 500 times in this big oval shape.
But then when you learn the history behind it, you want to know what started NASCAR? Good old Prohibition, baby.
Yeah.
And good old moonshine runners. And that's how it started, man.
Yep.
They're the ones that, yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where NASCAR it came from, dude. Because these
moonshiners wanting to see who had the fastest car to run moonshine with.
Yeah, because they'd all be souping up their cars to, be getting away from the law if they ever got caught and be doing these fucking runs. And then eventually they started racing each other, and then it turned into a legitimate like sport, dude. And the original people that were racing in NASCAR were some of the best moonshine runners, bro.
Yep.
Huh.
During Prohibition.
Yep. This is all fun facts.
Facts, baby. Check me out. Google it.
Yep.
See if I'm wrong.
Fact check the man.
This is definitely public domain information. And speaking of public domain information, the clock is some public domain information that we can all reference anytime, and it's telling me that we are running out of time. Yeah. So, gentlemen, thank you for an incredibly engaging show that went by way faster than it felt like it did.
For reals.
Yeah, a little blown away by that part. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to pass it around the room so you know what that means. Uncle Chris, tell them what it is.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Of course, we always appreciate you guys stopping by. Speaking of people we appreciate our patrons. So thank you guys very much. Of course, you guys can find all of that information out about our Patreon, about all that stuff at the good old shedtimepodcast.com. Of course, you can stream it from there. So if you're streaming it from there right now, we appreciate you. We appreciate you if you're streaming this from anywhere. But just remember that you can do that from the site directly. Of course, you guys can check me out on Tuesday nights on KBTV's YouTube channel for Mixing It Up. It's just an e-liquid mixing show. If any of that interests you, feel free to come by, hit subscribe. You'll get notified. That's the majority of the videos that come out on that channel are that show. So feel free to do that. Of course, you can also check the three of us out on Friday nights on Frames, Shanklin Vapors YouTube channel. Same rule goes, for that one too. If you feel like coming and checking us out, it's a little bit different of a show. But if you always wondered what we look like, you could go check it out. And that's on Frames, Shanklin Vapors YouTube channel at the same time, 8:00 Eastern Standard Time on Friday nights. And then lastly, if you want to try out any of my e-liquids, I'm actually just doing a bit of a restock right now. So I'm not going to guarantee that massive quantities of everything are available, but I'm pretty sure I got everything covered. So check that out at UncleChrisTestingGrounds.com and use the coupon code Shedtime while you're there. And I think that is it. So everybody out there, live your best life. Frames, take it away.
Of course, shout outs to the boys as always. I enjoy coming in here on a Sunday and just throwing a sesh and just, letting things fly. You know what I mean? We never necessarily know where the conversation might go, but it's always a good one. So thank you guys for also tuning in and checking us out. If you guys like what you're hearing, make sure you guys are giving us some 5-star reviews on all of those different podcasting platforms. Let us know what you guys are thinking about the show. If like Chris said, if you want to support what we're doing, there's a Patreon link, so go check that out. Of course, you can catch us as well on my YouTube channel on Friday for the Green Room. We do build-offs and stuff like that. Sean kicked my ass once again in a build-off, and we've got all sorts of other stuff coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, we'll be back here next week for another episode for you guys, getting stoned, and who knows where the conversation might go. With that being said, I'm going to end it as I always do, sending out positive vibes, crisp high fives, and as always, a little dabble do ya.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, thank you all for tuning in. Thanks to the Patreon members for being part of this. And, shout outs to you guys. One more time, if you guys want to join the Patreon, all you got to do is head on over to shedtimepodcast.com. Links right there on the main page. And it'll grant you access to the video, all sorts of cool other little perks like giveaways, things like that. Direct access to, show opportunity, because we always like to give you guys an opportunity to ask us questions for AMAs and things like that. So, check it out if you want to do that. And otherwise, I'm going to bring it to a close like I always do and remind you. Don't let the bastards get you down. Be cool. Don't be a dick. And whatever it is that you do, be sure to have some fun. This is the Shedtime Podcast, and it's time to roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right, your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton of Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about... Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils,
are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone Coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Solid.
Shit, I'm blasted high right now.
Pretty high too. I'm definitely pretty high.
Yeah, I'd say this show was a success then.